of two parts. In part one, we made a project with Tasker called Call Blocker, and I promised you I'll add another part to it to make a scene and add it to the home screen as a shortcut. It will look like this, where you can toggle your profiles on and off, and actually add a notification to your phone. And if you're like me, you get your notification on your computer, it'll also show up on your computer, which is actually pretty easy. So let's go back and rehash what we did in part one. Open Tasker. So this is what we did in part one. We created 3 profiles. Profile 1 will block everybody who's calling you. Profile 2 will block everybody except phone numbers from your contact folder. And Profile 3 will block everybody, that includes all contact except the ones from your favorite folder. We have one task, which include the end of the call, notification if you want a notification in your notification bar, and a write file to write down the numbers and the dates and the times when they were blocked. So today we're going to add a scene to tie all these together and add a shortcut to your home screen. So we tap on the scene, we create a new scene, give it a call, we'll call it blocker. Tap on your, well, before I tap on the setting, I'm going to resize it. Resize it to fit the whole screen. Then tap on the settings, properties, change the background color, make it all black. Hit OK. Go back. The first thing to do when you create a scene is to create a way to destroy the scene. So the first thing I'm going to do is an exit button, which is going to be a text. I'm going to call it exit. I'm going to resize the font 25. Change the color to red. Also, I'm going to tab and hold on the color and copy it. I'm going to go to background. I'm going to increase the border length. Tap on the color and paste. That way the color of the text and the border are the same now. Corner radius, I'm going to make it a 5. Now the important thing is the tab, where when you tab on it, you'll destroy the scene. Click on plus, click on scene, destroy scene, and Tasker will insert the name of the scene that you're destroying under the name. And that will be that one for that one. Okay, exit out of it again. Resize it if you like. Move it. Now I'm going to add another text for a title for this scene. Text will be, let's call it My Call Blocker. Again, I'm going to increase the text size maybe to 35 or 36, and that's all I need with this one. Resize it, move it up. The next one will be a text. I'm going to add a text with the profile. I want to toggle on and off. so I'm going to add another text. I'm going to call it block all. Text size, I want to make it 20 maybe. You can always change that if it doesn't look good to you. Okay, that's all I need for this one. Size it, move it up. Next one, I'm going to add a checkbox. Checkbox, I'm going to leave those numbers, the size is the same. I'm going to leave the background the same. The only thing I'm going to do is the change. And every time you tap on it, you're going to change a few things. So the first thing we're going to add is a variable set. So we're going to create a new variable. We're going to call it, it has to be a capital letter because it's a universal variable. So capital letter, block all. We're going to set it to 1 if the new value is on. Okay, create a new variable, set it to 1 if the new value when we tap will be on. Okay, we're gonna do the same exact thing now again for this variable, but we're gonna set it to 0 and off if the new value is off. Okay, variable set. Go find the variable we just made. Block all. We're going to set it to 0 if new value equal off. Okay, we're going to add a new element value so it shows in the scene. Tap on the plus, scene, element value. Okay, see how the scene name is already in, but the element is not? It's because we have not saved it yet. The way to save it is to go back out of the scene. Oh, we have to cancel it. Go back out of the scene. And when you come back in, it will be saved. Tap on that. Checkbox, background. We're going to start all over again. Scene, element value. And now it's already inserted in here. This is our check. You can change that in the UI if you like or not. I just don't. We're only going to have 3 of them, so we're not going to bother with it. So that's already inserted for us. The name of the scene is already inserted with us. Now we need to insert the value, which is the variable we just created. So we're going to go find it. Block all is right here. And that would be all for the element value. The other thing we need to change is the turning on and off the variable. So we're gonna, turning on and off the profile. So we're gonna add a plus, tasker, profile status, and the profile we have is the block all. I have 2 of them. Why do I have 2 of them? Anyway, block all. We're going to set it to off if the variable we just created is 0. If the variable we just created equals 0, it will turn this profile to off. Okay, we're going to do the same thing but on now. So I'm going to copy and paste and go change the values to off. So block all is going to be on if the value equals 1. And that's it for that one. What I'm going to do next is copy the element value, go out back to the tasks, click on task. I'm going to add a new task. This task is the one that's going to show on your home screen. This is the shortcut for your home screen. So we're going to add a new task, call it blocker app or whatever, so you know distinctive. So the difference between them. Let's say this one we're gonna make it as an app on the home screen, so we'll call it Blocker app. Okay. What we're gonna do? Press and hold. We're gonna paste. Also, we're gonna add a show the scene. So we're gonna add a plus, scene, show scene, and the scene we just created, which is Blocker. We're going to show it as activity full window. And notice this here, the checkbox. You don't want to ever take it off unless you have a way of exiting the scene, which we already did. If you ever have a problem with that and you remove this check mark and you don't have a way of exiting the scene, the way to destroy the scene is to reboot your phone. So we already did that, so we don't have to worry about it. Tab off. If you hit the play button, see that the mistake I made? I have to move this one on top because I want this one to be the first thing in the task order. Hit the button, and this is our scene already. If you hit the exit, it will exit. Go back to the scene. Go back to the scene. Click on the hand. Move. Tab on this one, and we can move this one over here. Okay, you can see what the scene looks like by hitting the sign. So I'm going to make it a little nicer and move this one a little closer. Maybe resize it. Okay. What also I'm going to do, hit normal, click on it, go all the way down, and under position, I don't want it to be in the center. I want it to be on the right. That way it'd be closer to my box. See how it looks now? It looks a little nicer. Okay, we're done with this one. This is all finished. Now for the second profile, we're gonna do the same exact thing for this one. So we're gonna hit plus sign, add a text, and on the text we're gonna add a text. Will say allow contacts. Okay, we're gonna resize it a little bit to 20. What did it say? 20, the last one. Let me do the same thing while I'm here. Before I center, I'm going to make it left, or make it right, I'm sorry. Oops. Okay, I'm going to add another one of those. Plus, checkbox, same size, 75 by 75. Background stays the same, change. I'm going to do the same exact thing now. I'm going to add variable set, create a new variable. I'm going to call it a contact. Set it to 1 if new value is on. Okay, I'm going to do another one with the same thing, except that the value is going to be 0 and this is going to be off. So I'm going to just hold it, copy, paste, go back into it, change this one to 0. and change this one to off. Okay, if you go in the UI, you see your checkbox is number 2. So again, I'm going to exit out of it, exit out of the scene, and go back into it so it's already saved. Let's move it while we're here, shall we? Okay. Now we're gonna go to change. We're gonna add a element value. So we're going to scene, element value. The element will be checkbox 2, and the value will be the variable we just created, which is a contact. Right. And that would be that. Now we're going to add the 2 things to turn the profile on and off, plus tasker, profile status, profile name is allow contacts. We're going to set it to off if the variable we just created, allow contacts, a contact, there you go. Oh, I messed it. What happened to it? I seem to have misplaced my variable. A contact right here. So the profile will be off if the variable, this variable is 0. Okay. I'm gonna press and hold, copy, press and hold, paste. We don't need this. We're gonna change the values. We're gonna change it to on if the value equals 1. Okay, so we have set a new variable to 1, set a new variable to 0. So every time you click on it, it's going to change from 1 to 0 or from 0 to 1. And we'll add the check mark to the box. The element value is going to show up in the scene. It will show these values in the scene, and it will show our scene name and our the box the checkbox and the variable value. The profiles are dependent on these here. So again, we're gonna press and hold on the element value, copy it, and go back to that task we just created and add it to it. Go to the task, the app task, press and hold on one of them, and click paste. I'll go back to the scene and add one more thing. I'm going to see what this is the variable I want to toggle right now, allow fave. So we'll go back to the scene. Again, we're going to copy what we did over here. So we're going to go plus, add a text. Text will say allow favorite only. Go back, increase the font size to 20, and that's all we need for that one. Size it. You know what? I forgot to make it right, position right. So I'm going to make it right. Go back out. I'm going to resize it. See what it looks like. Okay, it looks good. I'm going to add the toggle box for it. Checkbox. Same size, 75 by 75. Leave the background alone. Change. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to add variables and variable set. We're going to give it a name. Make sure it's a capital letter. A favorite. Allow and favorite. And oops, I screwed up here. We're going to set it to 0 if new value is off. Okay, go back out, press and hold, copy, press and hold, paste, and we're going to change the zeros to 1 and the off to on. Okay, we're going to add an element value, scene, element value. The scene is right here. Blocker is the name of the scene. This one will be checkbox 3. Notice I did not exit out of it to save because I already know what it is. Checkbox 3, and actually it's not gonna let me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make it 2. Go back out of the scene. Fine, Tasker is not gonna let me do that, so I'm gonna exit the scene, come back again and redo the element value. Well, let me move it while I'm here so I don't forget. Okay, go back to normal. Change. We still need to add the element value. Scene, element value. Element is checkbox 3, which is already inserted now. The value will be the variable we just created, which is a fav. It's right here. Okay, it's set. Now we're going to add that turn the profiles on and off things. Plus Tasker profile status. Profile name is allow favorite. We're going to leave it on off if the a fav, the variable is 0. Okay. We're going to press and hold, copy, press and hold, paste. We're going to change the values again from turn it on if value equal 1. Okay, got 0, 1, 0, off and on. So again, we're going to press and hold the element value, copy it, exit the scene, go in the task, press and hold on one of them, and paste. So we got all 3 values in here, and we are done really with the scene right now. So we can test it if you like. Turn it on. If you exit, and you go to the profiles, they all on. Go back to the task, test it again, turn them off, exit, go see if the profile turned off. They all turned off. Okay, so everything seemed to be working. So I want to add one more thing to my scene. I'm going to add a way to open the file that I created. to log all the phone numbers and dates and times for the blocked calls. So I'm going to add a text. In the text title, I'm going to add open file. Increase text size to 20. On the tab button, add the plus file. You know what? I should have went and copied first. Okay, let's go back out of it. Let's go back out of it and go to the task, because I want to copy the file, the location of the file, and insert it in the scene. So I'm going to press and hold on this. And copy the path for the file I created. Go back in the scene again. Okay, let's move this thing here and resize it while we add it. Okay, normal. We're going to go back to editing. Tab, when we tap on it, I want it to go to File, Open File, and it's going to ask you for the file path. Since I already went into my task and I got the file path, I'm just going to paste it in. Everything stays the same. Exit out of the scene. Everything else is done. Everything looks good. Basically, that's all of it. If you want to make it fancier, you can. If you're happy with it, you're done with it. That's about it. Let's go make a shortcut for it. So the task you want is the blocker app that you want to create a shortcut for. You can create an icon right now for it. You can create an icon for it, or it doesn't seem to want to make me. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. I already have an icon in mind for it. You can use the built-in icon from Tasker. And let's exit Tasker. Go to your home screen. Press and hold. I am using Nova Launcher, but basically all launchers are the same. So we're gonna go to Shortcuts, Tasker, and we're gonna choose the blocker app, which already been highlighted for us. It's gonna take us to it. The insert icon, which I already did. If you haven't, you just tap on it, select which icon you want. You can use the application icon, built-in icon, or whatever icon app you have that you use. So I'm already have it. I'm already done. I'm gonna go out. And it's already created here, but for some reason it did not click on. Anyway, the icon did not show up, so you can turn it on now. If you click on this one, if this one is highlighted, check mark, it means it's going to block everybody. You check this one, it's going to block everybody except your contacts. It's going to allow only numbers from your contact list to ring. If you check this one, it will allow only numbers from your favorite contact list to ring in. And let's try the file. Let's see if it will open the file. If you click on open the file, it will open your file where the list of block numbers are. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you like it, and I hope it works for you. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later. Goodbye.